Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our second Chinese course about Chinese cuisine. So today, let's start a food journey in China. This course is divided in four parts: the general introduction, Chinese cuisine in 7 representative regions, our homemade and traditional cuisine, and also the eating out and takeaway service in China. Okay, let's get started. Chinese food is one of the most important parts of Chinese culture, and Chinese food focuses on the taste, smell, and also the color of the food. According to the different preference for flavors and the different cooking styles in different regions, we divide it into 5 main types. Let's start from the north of China. The northern China food tends to be salty and simple. Roast duck is the representative there. And then let's switch to the west of China. The west of China accounts for like 1/3 of Chinese territory. And halal food is very welcomed in this area. Many people in this area, they don't eat pork because of their religious belief. And the typical food in this area is roasted whole line and also xinjiang fried bread. So as we can see, food there is usually served with a large portion. So if you finish a meal in this area, you may feel very full and satisfied. Okay, let's move to the red part. The red part, people there are just crazy for spicy food. The typical regions are Chongqing City, Sichuan province, and Hunan province. Typical food there is hot pot and also spicy chicken. In the south of China, where many minority groups may live, they like this kind of sour and a little bit spicy food. Rice noodles is typical there. It's a Chinese noodles. It has different texture from the normal noodles. The last area is the green one. It's the large coastal areas. People in this area, they can't accept spicy food at all. They like food to be sweet and with light flavor. Dim sum from Guangzhou is a representative there. So that's the 5 main food types in China. So we can come to a conclusion here. People in different regions of China may have different kind of flavors. Okay, let's move on to the second part. The Chinese cuisine in 7 representative regions. The first destination, Beijing, our capital. So the typical food here, the number 1 for sure, the roast duck, Beijing 烤鸭. A good Beijing 烤鸭 should look like this color, the brown color. It has crisp wrapper with succulent meat. And the local in Beijing prefer to eat this kind of roast duck with some cucumbers and vegetable and also the dipping sauce. This one, a famous snack in Beijing, is kind of street food. It has some sugar coat with fruit inside. Tastes both sweet and sour. It's loved by many Chinese, especially the kids. Name, 糖葫芦. This one is a typical breakfast, not only in Beijing, but also in many regions in China. Its name is 豆浆油条. In the middle is the fried bread stick, and we often have it with some bowl of soy milk, which is very quick and healthy, tasty. This one is typical noodles in Beijing. It often goes with some cucumber with some toppings made of meat sauce. 炸酱面. The last one is my favorite food in Beijing. It looks like hot pot, but it's not the same hot pot from in Chongqing. Its name is 铜锅涮肉. So the chefs, they may cut the meat into this kind of shreds or piece. The best selling meat there is definitely mutton. The fresh mutton with the sesame sauce tastes the best. This kind of soup base is not spicy at all. It's like some light soup base. So if you don't like spicy food, you can try this kind of hot pot in Beijing. You can enjoy the original flavor of food and also some flavor added by the sesame sauce. Here, I list not one of the most, it's the most famous restaurant providing this kind of hot pot in Beijing. Its name is 聚宝园. It has a long history. The restaurant is not a big one, but the local there love it very much. They would rather queue for half an hour or longer to enjoy this meal. Okay, that's our first destination. Second destination, let's come to Wuhan. The essence and soul of Wuhan is this kind of noodles, dry hot noodles, 热干面. Let's see a video about 热干面 together. Wait a moment.
Before Wuhan became known as ground zero for the coronavirus outbreak, it was famous for its breakfast. A mix of spicy, salty, nutty, and sour. It's a simple noodle dish.
我是大雄，从小在武汉长大，然后现在在纽约卖热干面。首先是把面在水里面烫一下，把它烫热，然后大概7、8秒钟把它捞出来，然后把它里面再加上酱油、卤水，然后芝麻酱，然后上面再打上酸豆角、辣萝卜，还有葱花，正好。
The piping hot noodles served without broth offers a hearty night snack. Before Wuhan became known.
Yes, that's the importance of 热干面 in the mind of Wuhan people. Actually, I see a lot of comments from Wuhan people online that when they were in lockdown, they say the first thing that they will do after the lockdown is to eat a bowl of 热干面. And that shows what 热干面 means to Wuhan people. Okay, the next one is something, a typical breakfast in Wuhan called 豆皮. It has some meat, bamboo shoots, and some other fillings inside. These two are a perfect match for breakfast. And this one, the braised prawns, the shrimp, looks very delicious and also spicy. It's a popular food in summer, especially in the summer night, after summer night. So it's like in summer when it's dark outside and the temperature goes down. People in Wuhan may just put on their flip-flop, go outside, have some friends and families, order several plates of this kind of shrimp, grab some beer and enjoy a lovely night. And here is a shop. It's a store. Its name is 周黑鸭. It sells products like this. Most of them are made of duck, and also there are some vegetables, very spicy with numbing flavor. The products from this store is always served with this kind of sealed box. So you can buy several boxes and find a place with some beer, just enjoy it while you watch television. Okay, our next stop, Xi'an. Xi'an is the capital city of Shanxi province. The first food in Xi'an, this one, 肉夹馍. 肉夹馍 is what we call the Chinese burger, with 2 slices of Chinese bread with some juicy fillings inside. And next one, the cold rice noodles in Chinese, 凉皮, it's a cold dish. These two are a perfect match. People in Xi'an, when they just want to have a quick and easy lunch, they may find a restaurant and order these two things. The next one, 油泼面. The essence to make a 油泼面 is that in the end, you need to put some pepper powder and garlic on the top, and then pour some hot oil onto it. Then you can get a bowl of delicious 油泼面. The next one, 羊肉泡馍. This is a huge bowl of mutton soup, and you just tear the bread into several small rocks and put it inside the soup, make it filled with the soup, and then eat. That's a typical way to eat. The next one, 凉凉面. It's an interesting name, and it is famous not only because it has 3 toppings inside one bowl, and also because it's Chinese character. It's one of the most difficult Chinese characters to write. Like me, personally, I don't know how to write this one at all. So this one is kind of interesting and also delicious. Okay, our next stop, Guangzhou. Speaking of Guangzhou cuisine, the first thing we have to say is definitely the dim sum. In Guangzhou, it's a tradition for the people there to find a tea house like this and order a kettle or a cup of tea, then enjoy your morning with some tea and several dim sum. This kind of breakfast, we call it 早茶, which is morning tea, which is the counterpart of afternoon tea. It's a pleasure lifestyle. There are many kinds of dim sum. Dim sum in Chinese, 点心. So all of them are served with this kind of bamboo steamers. And in each bamboo steamer, the amount is not that much, but that's the reason why you can enjoy several kinds of dim sum once. Okay, let's see some best selling dim sum in Guangzhou. This one, 虾饺. So when you split the thin wrapper, you can find the shrimp inside, which is very delicious. The next one, it looks like walnut, and when you open it, it has cream and walnut meat inside. It's 核桃包. This one looks like a bun, but when you open it, it has sweet pork inside. 叉烧包. The last one, it's not a sealed one. You can see the fillings on the top of it, and the fillings also often consist of vegetables, rice, and with some meat. Its name is 烧麦. Dim sum in Guangzhou, 点心 in Guangzhou, is not spicy at all. They all look very cute and very delicious. So if you like this kind of flavor, Guangzhou can be your first destination in China. Next one, Chongqing. Okay, Chongqing. The soul of Chongqing is hot pot for sure. 火锅 in Chinese, 火锅. And Chongqing 火锅 has something in particular. It's this kind of a grid of 9. The pot is split into 9 parts. So the first thing you do at the hot pot restaurant is that you order a spicy soup base, and then order several dishes of vegetable, meat, and seafood. And you need to make yourself this bowl of dipping sauce. And the typical dipping sauce in Chongqing is made of sesame oil and some garlic and something else as you like. Now, this kind of product is sold at the supermarket. It is called the solid soup base. So we may buy it at the supermarket and go back home, put it in the wok, fill some water, boil it, and then it becomes the spicy soup base. So we can enjoy hot pot at our home. Okay, let's see a video. Get to know more about hot pot in Chongqing.
This is why we flew all the way to Chongqing hot pot, spiced with a generous heaping of peppercorns and chili peppers. For newcomers, it can and will wreak havoc on the digestive system. The people in Chongqing are absolutely addicted to it.
重庆的火锅有上万家，平均每隔几十米就有一家。火锅对于重庆人来说，它不仅是一种美食，更是一种文化。
Yes, it's not just a food, it's a culture of Chongqing. People in Chongqing, they have this kind of saying. They say that air in Chongqing smells like hot pot. There are like 10,000 hot pot restaurants in Chongqing, so actually you can find a restaurant in every corner of the city. And one of the reasons why people there are crazy for hot pot so much is that Chongqing is located at the confluence of two rivers, so it's very humid there. People need to sweat a lot to keep healthy, so they just find out this kind of solution. Eat some spicy food to help you sweat. Keep you healthy and keep your belly satisfied. But don't eat much, it will hurt your stomach. Okay. The second one in Chongqing is this one, this kind of food. Its name is 麻辣烫. It's often served like this with a bowl of rice and a plate of this kind of things. It looks like 火锅, but it's not definitely the same thing. It's called the mini hot pot. First, you pick the dishes that you want. You pick some vegetables, some mushroom and meat that you want. Then you give it to the chef. They make it for you, and then you are served with this. 火锅 is something, hot pot is something that you may eat with your family, with your friends on weekend or holidays. But 麻辣烫, you can have this kind of thing anytime by yourself. So it's called a minimal 火锅 of oneself. People in Chongqing just find every way to eat hot pot. Okay, this one is the typical noodles in Chongqing. It's called Chongqing 小面. Also spicy one. And this one, 酸辣粉. 酸辣粉 is some noodles. It's some rice noodles. Looks transparent and has different flavor texture. This one, the flavor is both sour and also spicy. Here, a famous dish from Chongqing, 辣鸡. To make this kind of dish, you need to deep fry the chicken first and then fry it with some peppercorns and other ingredients. The last thing looks like hot pot too. Its name is 串串. 串串. The same thing is that you have a soup base, but what's different is that you pick skewers with meat and vegetables on it, and then put it in a hot pot, and then just pick out one and eat. 串串. So people in Chongqing, they're just crazy for hot pot. And many people in China may go to Chongqing just for eating the authentic hot pot there. Okay, our next stop is the Xinjiang cuisine. Xinjiang is the biggest province in China. The food there is very different and also delicious. This first thing, 大盘鸡. 大盘鸡 is made of a huge plate of chicken with potatoes, and the right way to eat is that in the middle of eating the dish, you put some noodles into it, mix it, and eat them together. And next one, this one is skewer 羊肉串, skewer with mutton on it. And this one, 手抓饭, it's rice with carrots and also beef and other ingredients, which is loved by Xinjiang people. Oh, and this one, except for those food, this kind of date is very popular. Xinjiang date enjoys a reputation of good quality because of their distinctive climate. It's called Xinjiang 大枣. And this one, 葡萄.葡萄is also a star product in Xinjiang, and people there make dried grape to make this kind of 葡萄干. Okay. Oh, our last destination is the east city of China, Shanghai. This one, the soup bang, 汤包, is very famous in Shanghai. You have many ways to eat it. So if you are served with a huge 汤包like this, it's better for you to use a straw to suck the soup first and then enjoy the rest of it. But if you are served with a small one, you can just put the whole soup bang, 汤包, in your mouth and enjoy the feeling that it bursts in your mouth. The second thing, 生煎. 生煎 is cooked in this kind of hot pot with big fire, so it has this side stir-fried, and it has some meat inside. The last thing, the crab. The crab and the steamed crab is 大闸蟹. When it comes to autumn, Shanghai people just seize the moment to enjoy 大闸蟹, and they like to preserve the original flavor of food, so they may just steam it with some ginger, and some people favor having it with some soy sauce. 大闸蟹, which is also very delicious. Okay, that's our second chapter. We have some look at the most representative food in 7 regions. In the third chapter, we get to know the homemade and traditional cuisine in China. What do we eat every day and what traditional food we have? The first thing, let's see what makes a typical Chinese meal. The first thing has to be the staple. For every meal in China, we have a staple, which is called 主食. And in this case, the staple is rice. So rice is 主食. And 主食 is accompanied by several dishes. In this case, 3 dishes actually. And its Chinese name is 菜. Chinese people focus much on the balance between vegetable and meat. We think that makes us to be healthy. So as you can see, a dish can be pure vegetable or a mixture of vegetable and meat. So these 2 items are essential for every Chinese meal. The other 2 parts are not that essential, but also important. The first one, soup, 汤. And the last one, the cold dish is in the middle, which is called 凉菜 in China. So these 2 items, they may appear from time to time, not all the time. That makes a typical Chinese homemade meal. Okay, let's see what are staples that Chinese may have. It is divided by this line. People in the south live in this rice farming area, so our staple is rice in Chinese, 米饭. And also in a fluid way, it's called 粥, my hometown tea. A little bit beneath the line, so eat 米饭 every day. And people live in the north area where wheat is grown. They eat some wheat-based food like noodles, 面条, or this kind of bone, 馒头, as their staple. The 馒头 is made of some flour, sugar, yeast, and without filling inside. This may be the staple for the people in the north of China. So that's the two main staples in China. Let's move on. The eating utensil that we may use every day. The first thing for sure, chopsticks, 筷子, 筷子. And this one spoon, 勺子 for soup. And this one, 碗, a bowl, 碗. This one, 盘子 to carry our dishes. So that's the four things that we may use every meal. 筷子 to eat, 勺子 for soup, 碗 for rice, 盘子 for dishes. Next thing, let's see what does a typical Chinese kitchen look like. It's like this. It's not that well decorated, but it's simple and well equipped. The first thing is this one, the exhaust machine. Due to our cooking technique, Chinese cooking may produce a lot of smoke. So in China, most of the family have closed kitchen rather than an open kitchen. So this one is necessary. And also the rice cooker, some woks, a microwave, and a refrigerator. And in fact, oven is not popular in China at all. Many families are not equipped with this one. Okay, let's see how do we say this equipment in Chinese. Microwave, 微波炉, and several woks, 锅, and the typical 锅 in China is like this, the steel 锅, 铁锅. A rice cooker, 电饭煲 to make our staple. And the last one is a kettle. It's 热水壶 to boil water because we just like hot water. Okay, that's how a typical Chinese kitchen looks like. Let's see the common homemade dishes we may eat at home every day. Here, the first four dishes. The first one, 西红柿炒蛋, potato with some tomato with some eggs. And the next one, 鱼香肉丝 is the shredded meat with shredded carrot, some pepper, taste salty and also sweet. The next one, 糖醋排骨. It's the pork rib and it's of sweet and sour flavor. This one, 土豆炒牛肉. It's potato with beef. And for more, this one, 宫保鸡丁, chicken with some cucumber and also pepper with some peanuts. Shredded potato with some shredded meat. 土豆丝炒肉. And this one, the lotus root, the piece of lotus root with meat, 藕片炒肉. And here a pure vegetable dish, some potato with eggplant with some pepper, 地三鲜. So we can find outside there is some pure vegetable dish, but mostly, and also pure the meat dish, but mostly the mixture of vegetable and meat, because that means healthy in our eyes. And vegetarian is not popular in China, and I think that's the reason, because we need to keep balance between the two things. Okay, let's move on to see the common homemade soup. Soup is loved so much by the people in the south of China. The most common one is this one, 西红柿鸡蛋汤. It's made of tomato and eggs. And the next one, 玉米排骨汤, made of corn, pork rib, and some carrots. And this one, 紫菜蛋花汤. And the black part, it's some vegetable from the sea. 3 more. Mutton soup, 羊肉汤. It's mutton with turnip, tastes very fresh. And here, this one, 鱼肉豆腐汤, fish with tofu, a typical Chinese soup. And this one, 鸡汤, the chicken soup, the chicken with some mushroom and 枸杞. It's also some typical Chinese food, 枸杞, the red thing. Okay, that's the soup part. This video shows us how to make a Chinese dish at home. Let's have a look. Okay, how do you feel like this one? It shows the basic steps and the seasonings and herbs that we may use in daily cooking. So notice what the man uses, what the chef uses. Let's have a look. The herbs and seasonings that we may use when we cook at home. The first 3 basic things are 葱, 姜, and 蒜. So when we make the oil hot first, we just put the 3 kinds of things into the wok to add some basic flavor. And some other things we may also use. This one is called 八角, and this one, the peppercorn, 花椒. This one, 桂皮. They are used to add some different flavors to the dishes, like this. Light it, eminent its flavor, and add some numbing flavor to the food. Peppercorn is a favorite seasoning for people in Chongqing. Okay, some more seasonings that we may use while cooking. This photo is taken from my kitchen. What do I use every day? The first thing is definitely the most important one, 盐, and also the soy sauce, 酱油. And actually we have 2 kinds of soy sauce. This one is a light one. It is used to add flavor. And this one is a dark one. It is used to add color. And something else, vinegar, 醋, and also the oyster sauce, 蚝油. And also 糖. We may use 糖 to cook to add some flavor to the food. These seasonings are the seasonings that I may use for every meal. So let's talk about the main cooking technique in China. The first one is what we just saw. is called fry, 炒. And this one, to boil the instant noodles, which is very popular in China. It's called 煮. This one, 炖, for quite a long time, 炖. And 3 more. This one, steam, 蒸. And here, 煎, with some little oil. And the last one, deep fry, 炸, 炒, 煮, 炖, 蒸, 煎, 炸 are the 6 main cooking techniques in China. Okay, that's the homemade part. Let's see what traditional Chinese food we have. The first 4 things. These 4 things we may not only eat on some special days, we eat them in daily life. The first one, 饺子. 饺子. 饺子may have different kind of feelings. It is dependent on your own flavor. The right way to eat it is that dip with some vinegar sauce. And the second one, 汤圆. 汤圆 often goes with some sesame sauce inside, so it tastes very sweet. We have a special day when everyone in China may eat this kind of food, and that is called the Lantern Festival. That is on the midday of the first month according to lunar calendar in China. It's a time to commemorate our ancestors, and 汤圆 is in this shape, in this round shape. It means union of a family. So we may eat this a lot in our daily life, not only on that day. Okay. The third one is 包子. 包子. 包子 is the steamed food, and it's also taken as the typical breakfast in China, with some filling inside, usually pork and some vegetable. And this one, 豆腐. 豆腐. A typical Chinese food, has low calorie but high protein, and we may use this kind of food ingredient to make all kinds of dishes. Okay, 3 more. And this one, the mooncake. Mooncake in Chinese, 月饼. 月饼 is something that we don't eat every day. We don't eat in our daily life. We eat it on a special festival, which is called the Mid-Autumn Festival. It is celebrated on the midday of the 8th month, according to the lunar calendar in China, when the moon is the brightest and roundest. 月饼, also in the shape of round, means family union. So it's a festival to celebrate harvest, but also a time for family union. Family join together, eat this kind of mooncake with some fillings inside. The most typical one, the bean paste, and here also with a salted egg yolk, which is also my favorite. And also, people in different places in China have their own habits. Some of them may make it in this beautiful way, looks like a flower. So mooncake, 月饼, it carries some good meaning, good wishes. And it can also be taken as a present. On that festival, we can give this as a present to our families or friends. And one more traditional food, this one, 粽子, in this triangle shape. 粽子. People in the south and people in the north may have debate over the flavor of the real flavor of this kind of food, 粽子. People in the south of China, they like to eat salty 粽子, salty rice dumpling with meat as the filling. But people in the north of China, they like the sweet flavor, so they may put sugar and dates as the filling inside. That's like 2 parties of 粽子, salty party and a sweet party, and no one would like to negotiate. Okay, and that's also a traditional food that we may eat on the special festival, which is called Dragon Boat Festival, a festival to commemorate one wonderful point in ancient China. Okay, that's the traditional Chinese food part. Okay, let's move on to our last chapter. When we don't want to cook at home, we eat out or we order takeaway service on our phone. Let's see. Firstly, the common drinks in China. The first thing I need to mention here is that coffee. Is coffee popular in China? The answer is no. The most common drinks in China is this one, hot water. 热水. Yes, we Chinese people like drinking hot water without anything, just the hot water. We believe it's healthy. It protects our stomach. And honestly, after long years of hot water, I can't accept cold water anymore. Even in summer, I drink a lot of hot water. And the second thing, very popular in China, is tea, cha. Like my mom, she only drinks tea instead of any other drinks. So people in China can drink cha in a very casual way or in this kind of elegant way. Okay, and the other common drinks, popular drinks, beer. Yes, beer is very popular. And these two brands are the most famous. This one is called 青岛啤酒, 青岛啤酒. And this one is 哈尔滨啤酒. Besides that, there's the other kind of wine popular in China, which is the white wine. We call it 白酒. It has 40% to 50% alcohol by volume. So it's very pungent. It's not delicious at all. Many may like drink this kind of white wine, but women, I don't think so. And these two drinks are the most popular drinks among the young people. 可乐, Coca-Cola, and 雪碧, and also some juice, 橙汁. Although coffee is not popular in China, we have our own popular drink among the young people, especially. It looks like this. Looks very cute and beautiful. With milk, tea, and sometimes fruit. We call it milk tea, 奶茶. These two kind of milk come from this milk tea store. Its name is Hei Tea, Xi Cha. It's the most expensive milk tea in China. 1 cup of this costs €4 at least. But people are crazy for it, especially the young people. As you can see, people here are all queuing to get 1 cup of this kind of milk tea, crazy thing. But there are some other famous brands, milk tea brands in China too. This one is my favorite. It's called a little, 一点点, a little. Its price is much lower. It's like for 1 cup is like €2. And the last one is also famous one, the chain milk tea restaurant, which is 都可. So milk tea is loved by many young people and also loved by this star. This guy, his name is Jay. He's the most popular singer for almost 20 years in China. This is what he looks like before he fell in love with milk tea. Now he looks like this. And that's how milk tea can affect a person. Okay, so when we eat out, we have many choices, but there are some famous chain restaurants. The first one, 海底捞 hot pot. It's a chain hot pot restaurant. It provides the best service ever. You can even do the manicure at his restaurant when you queue. And in this restaurant, they provide not only spicy soup base, but also this kind of light soup base, so you can just decide on your own preference. What's interesting in this restaurant is that there's one kind of noodles. If you order it, you will get this kind of performance from the waiter. Yes, that's what you will see after you order that kind of noodles. I don't know why they do it, they just do it like that. And I have never seen them fail to do this, like to throw it on someone's face. But online, I see a video when the waiter just throw the noodles on the customer's face, which is too funny. Its name, 海底捞. It's worth trying. And the second one, Xibei. Xibei is a restaurant from the northwest of China. So the food there has the distinctive, like the Xinjiang food, like this kind of big portion of beef and mutton. The layout in this restaurant, it's worth mentioning. It's very cute and lovely in this kind of tables. Its name is Xibei. The last one, 全聚德. 全聚德 is where you can have the best roast duck in Beijing. Okay, that's some big chain restaurants in China, and we can also have some more common ones like this one, 沙县小吃, where you can have some 馄饨, steamed dumpling, 蒸饺, and 拌面. It's like a snack. It's like a snack chain. But there are like thousands of these restaurants in China. You can find one in almost every village. So it's not expensive at all. And the restaurant doesn't look fancy. But it's very delicious, cheap. Like for one meal, it costs you less than €2, like that. And the second one is called 黄焖鸡米饭. It's always served with a dish and a bowl of rice. For the dish, there is some chicken with mushroom and pepper and soup. The last one is a noodles restaurant. It also comes from the northwest of China. It's 兰州拉面馆, where you can eat delicious 炒面 or 汤面 soup noodles. So these three chain restaurants are the best known restaurants in China. They have thousands of restaurants in every place. When we don't want to cook and we want to eat something that won't go wrong, we may choose this kind of place because we know what it tastes like. It never goes wrong. And what foreign restaurants are famous in China? Of course, these two, 肯德基 and 麦当劳, the big two. And also 必胜客 and Starbucks, 星巴克. 肯德基 and 麦当劳 you can find in every city of China, especially the airport and train station. These kind of two restaurants are not that much, mostly in some big cities. And also, Japanese food is very popular in China. 日料店. Korean barbecue is also very popular. 韩料店. Okay, that's some foreign restaurants that are popular in China. Then let's see the takeaway platform. Takeaway food is very popular among the young people. We don't want to cook. We just open this app. This is called 美团. Open this app, order on this app, and the delivery man may take it to your home. The delivery man from 美团 may dress in this color, the yellow color, and sometimes they wear some cute helmets. And the second app for takeaway food is 饿了么. That's an interesting name. In Chinese, 饿了么 means, are you hungry? That's definitely a good name for a takeaway company. And the delivery man for this company dressed in blue costume. So these two colors, the blue and yellow, is the color that you can see in every corner of China. Then you can get your takeaway food in this kind of box. Takeaway food we call 外卖. 外卖. Okay, so when we Chinese people dine together, where should we go? Except for those chain restaurants, there are many choices. But I believe for many people, the first choice, among the first choice, there is hot pot. Hot pot is definitely among the first choice. And we can also choose a restaurant, order several dishes together to share. This form of gather together to eat, we call it 聚餐. Chinese people are not party people. We don't like party a lot, but we do like gather to eat and chat, have some fun. In this place, do you have any idea what this is? This is a site from the wedding ceremony, and there are several tables like this in this dining hall. So the wedding people may invite the friends and families join together to what? To eat. Yes. And the table, on each table, it looks like this, with several dishes with meat and vegetable. People just join together to eat, greeting to the married couples. And this kind of wedding dinner, we call it 婚宴. 婚宴. Okay, let's come to the first part, the three typical items in China. The first one is this place, the food market. The food market, we call it 菜市场. We believe if you want to buy the most fresh food, you need to go to the food market, 菜市场, rather than the supermarket. It has the most fresh and cheap food, also with a variety of food for you to choose. And what we're mentioning here is that in China, we have many kinds of vegetables, and then the price is very cheap. But in Portugal, the vegetable is not that much and normally expensive. But in China, meat is more expensive than the meat in Portugal. So that's the difference. And this one, this place is 小吃街. It means a street full of all kinds of snacks. It's a typical thing in big cities. In every big city, you can find the streets like these, where many snacks are sold. You can find many local, authentic food in this kind of places, which will be a unique experience if you travel there. And this one, many people sit outside to eat. It's called 夜市. It will happen like in summer when it's dark outside. People go out to eat, sit outside in open restaurant, order some skewers or some dishes, grab some beers, cook beers with the friends, and chat, just enjoying the lovely night in summer. That kind of thing we call it 夜市. 夜市. Okay. After this course, I believe you have some knowledge about Chinese cuisine now. So if you are interested, just plan a trip in China and experience by yourself. Thank you. Hope you have a nice weekend.